This is the
What I'm saying.
And
So,
that actor also.
let me say this real quick.
Cool.
Right?
So it's a win-win for both.
I agree on both sides, like yes and no, that Black Panther should be recasted, but there's also like a lot of like stuff that has to be filled in because Chadwick Boseman like left a mark with that character. And
Yeah.
for him to cast it, it's like a different type of thing that everyone has to get accustomed to. Like, okay, it's a new actor, yeah, playing the same character, but the impact is not going to be the same.
Yeah.
So the same thing he was saying, like, oh, if you were like to like recast Iron Man, or like if Tony Stark or like Robert Downey Jr. was like to pass
Iron
away,
Man.
cast Iron Man. Yeah, okay,
I
you got Iron Man back, but it's not gonna hit the same because Robert Downey Jr. embodied the character
Robert
of
Downey
Tony Stark.
Jr. Exactly.
All right, but Kilo, let me ask you a question and really be honest. Really be honest. I'm not okay with your answer.
Okay.
If you had to recast two people between Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. and T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, let's say they're both alive, and you had to recast one of them, who would be easier for the recast? It's okay.
Recast Black Panther.
Your answer is okay. Go ahead. Who?
Recast Black Panther. Any day. Nigga, that's Iron Man. Come on, bro.
I want to ask Kilo. What's up, Kilo? What's your answer?
To be honest, like I would honestly say
Like, which would be harder for you as Kevin Feige of Marvel to
it would be hard. It would both be hard for me. But that's a very difficult question to like ask because I both of those actors, really made that character who they are. So it's really
all right. Let me do this. Let me change it.
okay.
You have to recast Hugh Jackman Wolverine or T'Challa Chadwick Boseman. Who you recasting? You're Kevin Feige, executive of Marvel. Who you recasting?
Oh man.
Because you know who it's harder to recast
Yeah.
out of the two.
But they're just like I said, it's like they're both like very good actors at how they portray the character. If it was like if one was like better than the other, like a person that get like a character that always gets like recast like Spider-Man, for example, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. Those are those are characters like you can recast because like it goes with different multiverses like that, right? But like specific characters like this, it's like kind of hard to do. Even if like it was on a multiversal type thing, Chadwick still kind of holds that mantle as.
All right, Kilo, let me ask you this too. Have you seen Black Panther, not just in comics, but have you seen him in any other adaptations, like any of his animated appearances, video games? You're
I grew
familiar
up.
with?
I watched some of the shows as I was growing up.
Okay. Now, this is me being honest. I like Chadwick, but I don't think he played any version better than any of the like animated versions we've seen. Because this was, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I blame the writers because they did multiple things in the MCU with T'Challa, downplayed his intelligence heavily. How he is one of the parts. He's one of the reasons Wakanda is so technological. But obviously, they also downplayed his combat skills too heavily, just to gas up other characters.
Like for the live action.
Yes, for live action, just live action.
Yeah.
Black Panther. So I would agree if Chadwick just had more to do, but honestly, and look at his character arc. First movie, he almost unalives. He shows up in what's after that? Infinity.
He showed up in Civil War.
Hold on,
Then
K
he
Dot.
had Black Panther.
Well, no, yeah. What's
K-Dot
up?
said, I'm lying. Mike said, who did y'all want him to be replaced with? Ryan Gosling, to which I responded, we have several black actors, and he responded, swoosh. I would like to know what he meant by that.
There's multiple. No, because it's a it's a joke that people are saying let Ryan Gosling play Black Panther, but there's multiple Wait, Mike, are you saying there's not
No,
good black actors that
That's
can
why
take
I
over?
asked him to
it's
clarify
just a
it.
meme. It's just a meme. I have an issue with this take though because here, so check it out, man. So here's the thing. I think that this take, and I've heard it from a lot of people, and usually the people that I hear it from are hardcore comic book fans, and that's not to invalidate their opinion or anything.
I'm not a hardcore comic book fan.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying that it stems from a lot of hardcore comic book fans. So here's the thing. To me, when they chose not to recast T'Challa, okay, I thought it was a super meta and a really, really genius thing. The way that they did it, the way that you go and see this film, and you're watching these characters mourn T'Challa, mourn the Black Panther, but also in a way, it's also these actors on a personal level mourning their beloved co-star. Now, when I first seen the film, I was blown away, and me personally, it's one of my favorite. It's my favorite Marvel film by far, but I'm not a big Marvel fan. But the reason why it touches me on such a personal level, it's because we've never had a comic book film, or rather, let me rephrase that, a superhero movie about mourning. Maybe there were aspects of mourning in other previous superhero films, but we never had a superhero film specifically about mourning. And I just thought it was meta and it was done extraordinarily well. And if they were to recast T'Challa, the amount of hate it would get would have been ridiculous. That was a lose-lose situation, honestly.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They would have got hate either way. They got hate for not recasting. They would have got hate if they did recast.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
But this is also the thing too. Mike,
let me just rebuttal 1 second, please.
Wait, Mike. Let's factor this in. Black Panther made $1.3 billion. He made more money than any solo Iron Man movie, Captain America movie. His character was pretty successful, and that's who's Mike with that. Got you?
I think that's Twin. There you go.
Twin, check your background noise. This is the thing. They decided to recast Thunderbolt Ross Red Hulk, right? But they won't recast T'Challa. Let me ask you guys this. Who's more important to the Marvel Universe? Red Hulk or T'Challa?
T'Challa, more special.
I just got to rebuttal something.
So this is the thing. They was literally building up T'Challa to be one of the leaders of the Avengers. That's how important he was going to be. They was building him up for that. He made leading character money. That's how impactful he was in the role. He was a leading character. So he's next up to lead the Avengers and many more.
Can I just rebuttal real quick, please?
Yeah, what's up?
Because you're going into so many different things, and I just want to just stick to this point. So what you said about people being outraged about him not being recast and everything, the comparison of the people that were outraged to the outrage that would have happened if he was recast, you have to understand something. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. This is Disney, right? The president, it would have stated, had they recast him, would have came off as we would have seen this all over every news outlet, every vlogger, all of it. And then here's the thing. We would have heard this narrative. To Disney, black actors are just expendable and they're replaceable. And
they already did that by replacing T'Challa.
If you think that you think that narrative wouldn't.
Were you speaking, host?
No. Mike was going. I was just interjecting.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say personally, even it did kind of went that way. I'd rather have a new T'Challa instead of going with this narrative. Oh, he has a son named T'Challa. I'm like, what? It wouldn't make it. I don't know why they bring a T'Challa Junior, and also this, if they decide to make a Black Panther 3, boy, I don't know.
Look, and this one because y'all start to factor in the money too, y'all. First movie, 1.3 billion. Second movie, 859.2 million. Guess what? T'Challa's not leading this one. Why is that?
Because he's missing in the movie.
This franchise is that in that the Spider-Man Homecoming to Far From Home had a better projection going up. First movie made 800 something, second movie made 1 billion, then the third movie made 2 billion. So it kept going up. Kevin Feige expects for these franchise movies to make money, especially past 500 million, and the next movie after in the specific franchise to make more money. So the franchise is at a point where it's going down. It's not going up when it should be going up. And your lead character is not in it. So, you know, I'm not saying you can't have Shuri as Black Panther. What I'm saying is you could have had both of them as Black Panther if you wanted to do Black Panther, if you wanted to give both of them representation. Do both, because they was both Black Panther at some point in the comics together. So why not?
Said that too.
They was both
I
Black
said
Panther.
that to one of my friends. Yeah, I said that to one of my friends, and it's like, nah, that's disrespect to Chadwick. That's like, I'm like, huh? I'm like, do y'all read the comics? Do you understand how deep the Black Panther lore is? Like, this is how you could tell people who don't read Black Panther lore, but you're a big fan of Black Panther. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. But people are so driven of, sticking to one person. Anyone can. It's like this. It's like saying Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire. He's the only Spider-Man. When he passed away, or I'm just saying that as an example. If he passed away, no one can be a better Spider-Man than Tobey. What? Nigga,
You know
what?
Better yet, Zanai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've seen people say this, and to be fair, I understand it. I said this too, but then we have to factor this in also. I've seen many people say, "Oh, nobody else can replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine." Well, because he's the only Wolverine in live action we've seen. Of course, you're going to say nobody can't replace him. He's the only thing you've seen. It's not to say that. Right. It's not to say the next person coming in will be better than him. I don't know, but if you don't give something a chance, you can't. You know, you're already doubting it from jump. You're already doubting that, okay, there could be a better Wolverine than Hugh Jackman. And it doesn't take away that Hugh Jackman is Wolverine also.
It might be like one of these days, because this is Hugh Jackman's last Wolverine. So it's like, and also it's like, there's a possibility Wolverine could be replaced by a different actor who might look the part of, like, some people who literally look like Hugh Jackman sometimes too. And I see some cool cosplays dressed up as Wolverine. I'm like, they're short, they're muscular. It's like, that's a Wolverine right there. But, you know, that's just me. But it's like, it's so weird to me when you don't recast an important character in a movie who we all wanted to see more of. Because we never seen that much of T'Challa. Yeah. And we really didn't. Like, we really saw him in Civil War. And when he first got his own movie. Because this is literally his first time getting his own movie in 2018 in the comics. And now the second one's like, you know what? Hey,
it has to be from a different universe.
Exactly, it's a different universe. It's like, to me personally, I think they should have recast or basically just reboot. This is my thing, right? They reboot the whole franchise, start from scratch, because we all know the Secret Wars is coming, so they're gonna reboot the universe a little bit. So that what they're saying. They're gonna reboot the universe. So
I mean, if they are gonna reboot it, Secret Wars, I'll accept that. If they bring back T'Challa, I would say even bring back Tony Stark, Steve Rogers. You have to bring back RDJ and Chris Evans, but
they did say they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, because look at the MCU right now, looking terrible right now.
Looking atrocious. That's why they brought him back.
But people be saying, and I be telling my friends, it's like, oh, you hating on the movie? Why are you judging the movie? First of all, it's too many jokes. Like the Marvels, bruh. Like, I'm not gonna be sexist, but I'm not going to see no movie to see strong, independent women who I don't really relate to as much. And I'm not saying I don't really.
What are you trying to say? What are you saying?
Hold on. Before you say that, before you say anything else, I don't mind a strong, independent woman. It's just the fact I can't relate to the movie with these characters like that.
So you can relate to a flying man, but you can't relate to a strong, independent woman? Or what are you trying to say right now?
No, okay.
I think
Wait.
I think the issue.
All
I
right.
think the issue with the
To
women.
somebody who has superpowers who got bit by a radioactive spider, but
Wait,
can live with it.
this is what he's talking about because I know what he's talking about. And to be fair, I think a lot of writers have not. Okay, this is the only good female superhero movie that came out in the 2010s. To me, was Wonder Woman 1. I think everything was trying to measure up and never hit the same because it just to have that balance. And I think Hollywood does a disservice to those female superhero movies by not giving them good script writers for one. They'll make sure the Captain America movie has a good script writer. They'll make sure a Iron Man movie has a good. Well, those Iron Man movies barely have good script writers, but they'll get.
That is not what that man just said. He said, "I can't relate to a strong, independent woman."
So you don't think Captain Marvel was good?
I think.
I
Guys,
thought. Look. It's the fact I watched Captain Marvel. It was good. It was all right. I'm not gonna say it was the best thing ever, but I'm just gonna say it was all right. I still watched it, because it was a continuation of the Avengers.
Yeah.
The next franchise. But I'm saying it's like the Marvels just wasn't hitting the same. It just wasn't hitting, and it just didn't look interesting. The Scarlet Witch little series wasn't better than Wonder Woman. No.
the Scarlet Witch stuff was good, but I think a lot of the issues with like women in the MCU is that a lot of the women are poorly written, and B, a lot of the women are just like rehashed versions of like previous like superheroes.
I think the
we have a female Thor, we have a female Thor, we have a female Black Panther, we have a female replacement for Iron Man, and it's like, hey man, you could have given. There's so much wealth of female stories from Marvel.
Hear me out. Maybe the real issue is that Marvel is just a trash universe, low key.
No, I agree. I think not trash. I think it's recently trash. I don't think it's always been trash.
It's not as good as the DC. That's all I'm saying.
I think guys, also when we mentioned like the 800, like Wakanda Forever only making like 900 at the box office, I think it's also too important to remember that like they
should have recasted him because that movie would have been better with the real Black Panther.
Maybe in hindsight, yes, but remember at the time, like Black Panther Wakanda Forever was like one of the first big blockbusters after like the cinemas have reopened. In fact, that was the first movie I went back to when the cinemas reopened. Yeah. And so that would suppress its kind of its capacity to like reach what the first movie reached. Mm-hmm. And I think like it's important to remember what time like Wakanda Forever was like recorded and it was filmed. It was in the middle of the Black Lives Matter protests, and it was a very sensitive time. And like Chadwick Boseman being such like a beacon, especially within like the Black communities, I think like the idea of like replacing him would have felt incredibly insensitive, especially with the tragic nature of his death. Right. So like, at the time, like just continuing it with the cast that we have would have been the logical decision, and it would have been the less like, yes, like in hindsight, now that the movie's been created and we can see like the story flaws, we say, hey, maybe it would have been better if they recasted it. But at the time, the vitriolic backlash that Disney would have gotten if they just were like, yeah, Chadwick is dead, let's get a new one. That would have been and imagine if the person hadn't done as well as Chadwick, that would be a poison chalice.
I mean, they didn't, even without him, they didn't do good. But all I'm gonna say is MCU is trash.
Facts, Jalen. Africa, I think it's this, and I think from jump. And to be fair, anyone here, even if you read a book, give me y'all opinion on this. Imagine if, okay, let's say you're adapting the Harry Potter. You're adapting Harry Potter, and all the books are done, right? And you know that Harry Potter is an essential character in all of the books, right? Let's say something happened to the actor in the second movie. He passes away. You know they have to keep finishing up the stories. Are you going to fully derail and make Hermione the main character, or Ron, or just recast so you can have Harry leading the story? Like let's say the second movie he passed away in was leading up for Harry to lead the third movie. Would you totally derail from what the story should be, or derail into something that the story definitely wasn't building up to?
I think you're missing a factor. I think the factor you're missing in all of this is blackness. what Black Panther represented in terms of like cultural representation. What happened in the 2020s in terms of the protests.
What is
No,
Like
black?
I think all of these things matter in terms of like.
No, I know those factor in, but let's we're going to get to the black related stuff. But let's start from story perspective, making a story. If okay, Batman.
What does that word blackness mean? People keep using blackness. What does that mean?
Yo.
Like, do we have an amount of blackness? Is there too much blackness? Too little? I really need to know about blackness. I just need to know what that means. Like, what is blackness?
Blackness is a factor in terms of like representation within cinematic history. Like we've never had a black ensemble on the big screen like that in terms of like
more blackness or less of it. Like, what is? What
we never had a
no that black that not it's not about more or less blackness. It's that blackness is a factor in terms of the storytelling and the journey that like brought us Black Panther, and we can't like just compare it to Harry Potter as if like blackness and black representation and black storytelling wasn't a big factor in how.
Not a thing.
What I don't know. Blackness is definitely a thing.
It's not. People have been saying blackness a lot lately, but if there's no measuring to it or anything like that, I think there's a better fitting word. You know what? Let me get you a word for that.
I think
question about Harry Potter.
Well, okay. Well, all right. Let me look at it like this, guys. Batman Begins is about Bruce Wayne. Batman is the start of Bruce Wayne's journey. Second movie, well, let's say the Christian Bale passes away. Second movie becomes about Nightwing. Would y'all be okay with that?
Yeah, I would be okay. This give like even if the
look at Batman Begins, right? And then they just make no. Let's use an actual real thing. Azrael. Let's say Azrael takes over as Batman in the universe like he did in the comics. You go from Batman Begins, which is starting up Bruce Wayne's story. Then The Dark Knight is about Azrael as Batman because Christian Bale passed away. They don't want to recast Bruce Wayne. They want to let Bruce Wayne rest. And they decide to make Azrael Batman. Would that make sense for a story, from a story perspective? You clearly set up for Batman to fight, Bruce Wayne Batman to fight Joker in The Dark Knight. Does it make sense to now make it Azrael versus Joker in The Dark Knight when the first movie sets up that, hey, this is what the sequel is leading to? Like, look at it from a story perspective.
But how do we divorce the story from like the reality that Chadwick Boseman is dead? Like we can talk about like storylines, but like
I know
you don't have the choice.
But this is what I'm trying to say. From jump, Wakanda Forever was already a bad sequel because it doesn't make sense with the first movie. Everything set up in the first movie, right, has to do with T'Challa. T'Challa opened up the resources to the world.
Was always gonna be the main character. Like Shuri, like my thing is, I don't mind Shuri as a Black Panther, but it's the fact people were literally like, if you mention Black Panther, who are you thinking of? T'Challa. Like that's literally what all people are be thinking about. Not Shuri, but mostly focus on T'Challa. That's literally the big focus. But my thing is, if they
Zanaya, look at it like this too. Y'all factor this in. T'Challa set up in the first movie that he opened up Wakanda to the world, which causes for Namor and his people to be part of that opening up, which put them in danger, and that's why Namor has an issue with Wakanda. Now, it makes more sense to put T'Challa in that story so he can deal with the consequences as a king of his mistakes that he made, and he tries to deal with it. When you put Shuri in his place, it's like she has nothing to do with really what was set up from the last movie. T'Challa was one who made that big decision to open it up. He should be the one dealing with the consequences so his character can develop even further and learn like, hey, maybe that was a bad decision to open up our resources to the world. I'm endangering other people and all these other things. So, and like,
also, can I ask you this?
T'Challa was in that role that Shuri was in because she can't really combat Namor because like she didn't open up Wakanda to the world. That has nothing to do with her. She's just there.
Yeah, and also, and I want to ask this, like, so is the herb like it? So they said that he ran out of the herb in the movie. I'm like, it's the herb he does.
They never said that. they never really. They just said he passed away. He still had the herb in his body. It never got taken out.
The herb can heal diseases and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm like, he wouldn't die because I'm like, because I know I read the comments like the herb would keep you from dying from diseases and other stuff like that. And I just said, oh, random illness. I'm like,
yeah, it's basically supposed to keep him from catching diseases that would take out Hawkeye. So diseases that would take out Hawkeye, he shouldn't be catching so easily since he is superhuman.
Kid, I'm about to slide. Hold on. Kid, I'm about to slide. I was only here to troll, but really it's not enough trolling here because they're gonna start getting technical about some stuff that I don't even understand.
Mm-hmm. Well, Drake won. Oh yeah, Drake did win. We only gonna go.
I'm here to do this nerd off. I don't get into the nerd battles. You know me.
I'm trying to get you one. Yeah,
not the nerd battles.
No, I don't get into this kind of stuff, baby. This ain't for me.
Jayla, I'm gonna get you at
y'all nerd off.
Did somebody say BBL Drizzy
won? I love seeing black men be nerdy. I really encourage it, but it's just not for me. This is not my space, you know? So I'm gonna kick it and I'm gonna go troll some other lives. And we can troll some Christians later if you with it.
I'm with you. Well, I'll let you know when I make it work. What we gonna do, okay?
All right,
I'll let you know before I head out towards work, okay?
All right, bet. I'm gonna take a nap then so I can be up for it.
All right, rest up.
Y'all keep on nerding on, man. Love to see black men passionate about nerdy shit.
Facts.
Alrighty. All right. I wasn't know she was trolling or not. I didn't know.
Well, she's being honest. Black men should be, she should be open to being nerds.
I was like, oh, wait, what? I was like, that's true. But overall, I think they should have just recast and or just take some time off to mourning.
Time first. They should have took time. Everybody.
That was a lot of people. I was watching this one YouTuber, right? Because he was saying he should have took the Ryan Coogler and all the rest of the cast should have took some time. We could wait for another Black Panther movie to refresh, get y'all minds together, whatever. If y'all can't do that, and they would literally. I agree with them. Don't do the project if you don't got your mindset or ready to move on.
To be fair, we waited, bro. We waited almost 5 years.
No, I'm just saying
because think about it like this: Marvel has over 100 characters. They could have filled the time with building up, doing Ghost Rider. Like we can wait. We're literally waiting until Secret Wars. We could have waited for Black Panther.
Exactly. I'm gonna say if you think about it, because the guy literally me and my mom was outside 2018. And when we saw the news of he passed away, I'm like, dang, he passed away? Because I'm like, okay, so the Black Panther, I thought the Black Panther was gonna be the Black Panther 2. It was naturally gonna be called Black Panther 2 instead of Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever was gonna be on Disney Plus. But overall, it was they should have took some time off, some time to mourn, or if you guys couldn't do the project, just don't do the project at all. If y'all can't get the job done, if y'all can't focus on recasting, because every movie does that. If the person dies, they take some time off, they take some weeks, and then they get back on the movie, and then they start announcing new casting.
If y'all remember, they recasted the guy that played Dumbledore in the first Harry Potter movie because he passed away. And you really can't do Harry Potter without Dumbledore because he's very important to Harry's character.
Exactly. But you could my thing is you could recast Red Hulk, but you won't recast a black guy in a suit. In literally a cat suit. Come on, you that's giving me wait a minute. You would recast a white guy instead of a black guy. Make that make sense.
Well, it's not that. It's just it doesn't. Okay, and look at it on both sides, right? Because both actors, William Hurt, who plays Thunderbolt Ross, to be fair, they don't have the same amount of impact, which I agree. But they both actors passed away from cancer. They decided not to recast Chadwick, but they recasted the guy who played Thunderbolt Ross after 3 months. And it's dang, they both passed away from cancer and stuff. We not gonna keep the same energy and respect both of them. Right. It's either we respect all our actors that pass away from tragic stuff, or none of them. It's either we gonna recast or not recast. Just
Right.
And to be fair, if it is to be fair, I think Thunderbolt Ross didn't need to be recast because I'll be honest with you, Hulk is done. They can't even make a Hulk movie. They don't have the rights to, and Hulk is just going to be a trash feature character. So there's no
I think
need.
they were planning to make him a Red Hulk. That was what they was trying to go for, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm not saying it was. It's fine that they did that, but what I'm saying is anything Hulk related, they don't need to do because they did Planet Hulk and Thor Ragnarok and butchered Planet Hulk. So we're never going to get that.
And they all got beat up by Thanos.
So what I'm saying is just drop trying to build up anything Hulk related in the MCU since you cannot even make Hulk movies to build up Hulk related stuff in the MCU so he can interact with other things. You know?
Right. I thought it would have been cool to see Grey Hulk. You know, in the live action, it would have been cool to see that. But
Not going to lie. In my aspect, like, because I like to write a lot and I'm really big on world building. Me personally, if T'Challa was recasted, I wanted to see like the global impact of like, because he's like a big deal. He's like literally the leader, like basically, and I wanted to see how it extend beyond Wakanda's borders. I wanted to see basically what was going on with the vibranium trade and like the leadership politics, basically.
that was gonna be the first movie that was gonna be the second movie about T'Challa being a better king. How he's gonna.
Sure.
Yeah, that was literally what it was about. But the after pass and like I said, if they gave some time, like 5 days, 10 days, like whatever, how long they need to take to mourn. We all waiting.
I think honestly,
like, answers. If they put a tweet, right? They put a tweet. Hey, we need some time. Boom. Okay, we wait. That's cool.
Honestly, this is what they should have done.
I'd like to say something because I'm realizing that y'all sound young and y'all sound like young little psychopaths. Okay, and it's probably not your fault because you've been raised by a screen controlled by the Jews.
Just like Jews yourself. Stan, you're a Jew, and Kitty, you're a Jew. You're all Jews.
What did you do? What did you do?